you joining us, and we hope you'll find some value in this sort of efficient update on what's going on with AOAC International. And by the way, I am Dave Schmidt, Executive Director, and it's good to have you all with us. So with that, I see that our President, Gary Swanson, is on, and we'll make sure that he's got his slides set to go, or perhaps we have those, but let me introduce Gary, who became president at our annual meeting in San Diego. And in his spare time, he serves as Senior Vice President of Global Quality for Herbalife, in addition to his AOAC presidential duties, which he's finding are quite active for him. But we really do appreciate his support there. So Gary, take it away.
Thank you, David. First of all, mic check. Everybody can hear okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you, David, and AOAC management team for bringing me into the fold many years ago and allowing me to participate on the board. And this year, I do get to enjoy, participating in AOAC as president. And in my spare time, I do my day job. But it's the membership function here today is one that's for me is extremely personal, and it's also drives a lot of what we do into the future. So I want to express my gratitude to the folks on the call today for taking your time and bringing your valuable insight to AOAC and participating both as a member and hopefully also driving a lot of the projects and committees and all the other things that go on in AOAC. AOAC is an extremely member-driven organization, probably one of the most member-driven organizations I've participated in. And so what I want to do today is kind of share a little bit about what the membership means to me, but also more importantly to AOAC, and finally what it means to you. So I don't know, May, if you're going to share the slides or I've got them here with me.
I'm ready to go. So
okay, Don. Yeah, thank you.
You got it.
First of all, I want to just kind of start with what AOAC does, how it functions on really on a higher level, where it's the revenue and expenses through their budget process is extremely important, and we follow that, and members don't always get a chance to see how the what comes out of participating in projects and your membership and what you can get from it. But so I want to just give a brief overview of what goes on behind the scenes. And starting about 2 years ago, we created a strategy so we could meet specific goals for financial stability, sustainability, and ultimately growth. And AOAC developed a strategy to grow the annual revenue to about $8 million by the end of 2025. By the end of 2024, the budget was intended to be balanced, and by the end of 2025, the financial statement would show a positive balance. Okay, next slide. Okay, so how the revenue kind of breaks down a little bit, if you really look at it, there's a number of categories. These are a lot of them, but you can see that we generate a lot of income through the Research Institute, through proficiency testing, contracts, grants, publications, the OMA, memberships. Then we can generate also from the annual meetings and the executive office and general admin obviously are an expense, but that kind of gives you an idea of where we look at revenue streams for the organization. Thank you, Don. From my perspective, and for a lot of folks that are on the board, AOAC really is a dynamic organization that has a membership portfolio that spans the globe. We have a lot of projects that involve analytical, organizational, and regulatory opportunities. New analytical methods is really a big part of AOAC, are constantly being developed and published through OMA and through the journal. Membership growth is critical to any organization to ensure financial stability and stay relevant in its space. Membership is foundational to AOAC. We are a community of scientists, legislators, regulators, managers that all have a common purpose to support the goal of maintaining food safety, advance food analytical science in our industry. That is really, really important. We always have to remember what our core principles, what our core objectives are, and ultimately they turn into strategies and ultimately tasks. So when we have projects and programs inside AOAC, and we bring members in and they support these projects, our fundamental purpose is really to drive food safety and advance analytical science. So I want to emphasize that. Thank you. Why is AOAC and organizational membership so valuable? We have different types of, we have individual memberships, we have student memberships, we also have organizational memberships where a company comes into the fold and drives a lot of, helps drive a lot of the other activities that are in AOAC. Organizational membership is valuable because it really brings the credibility of an employee's participation into the science programs. So in one company, many employees get exposed to the science programs. In our company, for example, we have almost 20 people involved in some aspect of AOAC, whether it be posters, whether it be annual meeting presentations, whether it be on committees, whether it be supporting some of the projects that are ongoing. So we use AOAC actually as an outreach to the industry. We get AOAC, the membership helps individuals and companies to gain industry intelligence. Expanding membership within your organization, do it through OMA and through the Journal of AOAC. And of course, there's professional development. Again, that all comes when employees get to publish publish methods inside the journal, and that's all part of professional development. And I want to emphasize, you can reach out to Don or to May, through members for additional information on this. Okay, here's what the organizational membership kind of looks like. We have a number of levels. We can see the ambassador level, executive level, affiliate level, associate, sustainer, support level. So these are all companies can come into AOAC when they're first getting introduced to AOAC. A lot of folks start at the supporter level, and many of them then eventually work their way up into an affiliate level, executive level, or ambassador level. And it really depends on what the company wants to achieve through AOAC. Obviously, the different levels provide different benefits along the way. Again, Don and May can certainly go into detail as to what that would look like. Okay, when we get into programs and projects, this is a very, very important part. It's of AOAC. this is where we reach out and use members to actually drive programs and projects. These don't come from AOAC, they come from members. So SPIFAN, that some folks here may be involved with, has been going on for many years. I don't know, Don or David, what, 8 years? How long SPIFAN
I
been
believe it's
around?
12, I think.
12. So it's an ongoing program, and it gets a lot of support. And I don't want to use the word generates revenue, but you can see the interest for SPIFAN is high, and therefore you get a lot of participation, and it helps a lot of companies in developing methods. You got CASP, you got the gluten food allergens. We get into natural color additives, trace elements, novel foods, ethylene oxide, um, contaminants, more recently, mushrooms. We get into fiber and dietary carbs. You can see that these are all of importance and of interest to the members because they invest in it, and then these committees are set up so that they can drive new methods and get them properly validated and agreed upon by a committee. Okay. So of course, everything that we do at AOAC, outside of the management group and the employees there, everything is volunteer. And it's really important that volunteers can take part in many, many functions within AOAC. You can see we got working groups, we got expert review panels. What I really want to emphasize is that you should take advantage of getting involved with AOAC in one form or another. If you're if you're a part of a corporate membership, get other employees involved. What I've been able to do at Herbalife is drive this deep into our organization, and they funnel so much of their work around making sure they're set up for AOAC new methods for the future, and that they spend a lot of time with other industry folks through AOAC. So extremely valuable. I encourage you to get involved as much as you can. Okay, and finally, what I want to make sure that everybody's aware that that our next annual meeting is at the end of August of 2026 in Indianapolis, a great city, but more importantly, it should have a very good showing, a very strong membership support for this. We've had strong membership support, coming out of COVID. Every year has gotten stronger, and I think that I'm really looking forward to Indianapolis being a banner year for AOAC and for its members. So again, there's lots of information there. You've got you can get into scientific sessions. You can get into speakers. You can register early. We do posters. Everybody gets to see the posters. The posters very often become the seed for which methods are developed and put into the journal, or they actually spark ideas for projects and programs into the future. So that's my story on AOAC and the membership. I thank you very much for participating today and look forward to seeing and talking with all of you going forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Gary. And now we're going to go to Jessica Stokes, who chairs our membership committee, and she's going to take us even further into the opportunities for volunteers and for members.
Jessica, do you want to share or would you like me to share?
If you would share, that'd be wonderful.
Sure, happy to
And
do
my
that.
toddler played with my computer and I'm noticing a couple things he did. So
Yeah,
bear with me as I might need to make some adjustments here and there.
sure, no worries. Bear with me for a second. Um, and I will share. All righty,
Perfect. Thank you, Dawn.
you're welcome.
Okay, I will build quite a bit on what Gary already kind of talked about. So give you a quick brief membership update. So obviously value of membership has been a big priority and we are going to continue that as a priority. So our goal is to retain current members while bringing in more individual members and organization members. So to meet this goal, we are working on better benefits and more opportunities for members. We want to know what AOAC membership, what members would like their memberships to look like and what they would like to get out of their memberships. And hopefully we can increase organizational involvement by getting members to be able to bring that to their organizations. So we'll see. We got some lofty goals, and we're going to need lots of help with it. Because of course, like Gary already mentioned, AOAC is only as good as its members. One big way we have worked towards getting feedback to improve the value and the benefits is with our cohort study. So our cohort study was initiated to follow members in AOAC International from their first through 5th year of membership to help engage new members and better understand how to recruit, retain, and help with professional development. We are currently finishing up our cohort study phase 2. So participants were identified, the survey was sent, 67 people took the survey. This was done last November, December. Survey results were analyzed. A question list was developed by a subgroup and AOAC staff. A virtual focus group was held in June, and then key takeaways were determined. And now we are at the creating new initiatives addressing these takeaways. There's some that were developed previously that we're tweaking, and there's some that will probably be completely new projects. And we're still kind of working out the kinks on that. Our key takeaways, based in the active participation, we noticed more access to networking, growth, and leadership opportunities. On the professional growth side, we're looking at networking and mentorship opportunities, specifically at the section level, as well as better feedback as to why you may not have been chosen for a volunteer position after volunteering. More informal meetings and more opportunities for the new members to meet with and socialize with some of the senior members. Of course, financial cost is always a big topic. There's not a whole lot we can do on some of that, but we are going to look at trying to push for agencies and organizations to help cover the cost of membership. And then, of course, global alignment. We need better coordination between AOAC International and its sections, and more volunteer/leadership opportunities at the section level. And with these takeaways, we are kind of hoping for a call to action, meaning that we need your help, we need you to act. So our questions end up being, how can AOAC provide more opportunities to participate? How are you looking for opportunities to connect at the section level? How can we help convince your organization to pay for your membership? And then how can we better connect with sections? And if you have any ideas, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can email members@aoac.org and share any of these ideas you have or any comments you have. And of course, that brings me back to exactly what Gary was talking about with getting involved. And there's so many ways you can get involved. Of course, you can network and collaborate. This is a great start. You're on this webinar. Good start. You can participate in a program or join a community. You can connect with your section. You can attend annual meetings. You can answer the call. There's usually calls going out. They'll be posted in the Spectrum. You can find them on the website. These calls can be for comments, for methods, for joining a committee. There's lots of different opportunities. And then, of course, even just interacting with AOAC on social media is a great way to get involved. You can find them on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And of course, the Committee on Membership, I'm the chair for that one. We are welcoming a new chair. We have Khulud coming in. I'm very excited to work with her. And we have 3 new members at large. We have Eliza, Justice, and Chamalee coming in. I'm very excited for their input, and they seem to already bring a lot of value to our committee. And this is just a great example of people coming together and volunteering and getting in there. And of course, this goes back to sharing ideas. I'm really gonna beat that into you. If you're interested, if you have comments, if you have any thoughts, always email members@aoac.org and they can distribute that information to the people that need it and we'll get back to you. So, and if you do want to get involved and volunteer, you can always go to the volunteering tab on the website. There's the link here, and then the call for action link is also a great option for seeing what is out there right now. And of course, if you have been on these webinars before, you've heard this story many, many times, but it is immensely important, and I enjoy getting to share it because I know it's something that I would have needed to hear when I first got started. It would have helped me get there even quicker. So I like to share it. Hopefully you get something out of it. If you've heard it 100 times, I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it again. So this is my volunteering journey because it's been a whirlwind. It's been very quick, very productive. But I joined AOAC in 2023. And then I participated in the first time poster presenter contest at the annual meeting in August, and I answered the call for volunteers in December. In 2024, I became the chair-elect in January. So this was not even a full year of being a member, and I'm a chair-elect on a committee. I spoke on orientation panels in April. I became the chair in September. I was featured in Inside the Laboratory Management in September as well, and spoke on the panel again in October. So at this point, we're about 1.5 years in, and I'm a chair. If you asked me that, if that was going to happen, I would have been like, nope, but it did, and it's been great. And it just shows you, if you want it, just do it, and it will happen. And that brings us here to 2025. Obviously, I've spoken on more panels. I went to the annual meeting again, and I was in multiple orientations and receptions and committee meetings and business meetings. And I sit in these meetings thinking, oh no, they're gonna find out I don't know what I'm doing. But the nice part is they want to help me learn how to do it and support me while I do it. And it is wonderful. So a lot happened. Obviously, I am only 2.5 years into my AOAC membership. And all I needed was some confidence and some awesome encouragement from others. And that's what got me here. So this is just my lovely story to convince people that don't hesitate on yourself. Get in there. I know there's a lot of intimidation when you're starting out, especially if you're not at like the PhD level or in a management position at your work. But that's kind of the point with AOAC, is we're trying to breach those gaps and make those connections. So please, please, please don't hesitate and get in there. And there are so many wonderful staff members and other volunteers that will help guide you when you need it. So, and I brings me back to my slides. Sorry, I got a little off track there. That the benefits of getting involved from my personal experience was getting tons of new connections. I've spoken to people I would have never spoken to before. I have so many new professional connections. And of course, I have expanded my professional portfolio a lot. And I've even gotten more recognition in my own company. Some of the higher ups, the COO, the CEO, the CFO, that would have never spoken to me, speak to me now. I don't know if it's always a good thing, but. And then, of course, on the personal growth side, I'm far more confident in my abilities and what I can contribute in my career now. My next steps will be volunteering again, because once you get in there and you find out how wonderful it is, you don't want to stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, any questions, need any resources, go to aoac.org or email members. Thank you.
All right. Jessica, thank you so much. With the enthusiasm you bring to these is really, really tremendous. So we appreciate you and hope you inspire many, many other members along the way, and know that you already have. So, okay. Up next, we have Jennifer Dietz, who is our legendary Director of Publications, and she's going to explain what is the path to 150.
Okay, I'm going to do my best on that. So today I'm going to be speaking about four different publications at AOAC. The first two, the Journal and the Inside Laboratory Management, are member benefits. The Journal has over a century of trusted research behind it. Its articles are cited in major policy documents and news outlets, which speaks to its credibility and influence. It's not just a publication, it's a platform that shapes global conversations around food safety. What sets the Journal apart is its commitment to scientific community. It offers a rigorous peer review and a wide range of content, from original research to practical methods. It's built for collaboration, for continuous improvement. With open access options and a global readership, the Journal ensures that critical research reaches the people who need it most. Whether academia, industry, or regulation, it's designed to support your work and amplify your impact. If you're developing innovative analytical methods, whether in public health, environmental monitoring, food integrity, or beyond, this is your opportunity to contribute. You can scan the QR code there to learn more about it and to submit your work. And together we can advance science that protects communities and strengthens global trust. If you're preparing to publish your research, we would like to invite you to consider submitting it to the Journal of AOAC International. We are currently welcoming high-quality manuscripts as part of our latest campaign, outreach campaign, which is a goal to try to encourage 150 quality manuscript submissions. If your work aligns, we encourage you to submit, and we'd be honored if you would consider the Journal of AOAC International for your important research. The Journal of AOAC International is a complimentary member benefit, and I hope you'll take time and explore the journal. If you have questions, you can reach out to pubs@aoac.org. If you need help signing in, please contact me at the same email address, and I'll be happy to help you with that. Next slide, please. The Inside Laboratory Management is also a member benefit. I hope that you've had time to review the Inside Laboratory Management. This is an exclusive member magazine. It's published 6 times a year. It's designed to keep the community informed, inspired, and connected, whether in the lab, in the field, or working behind the scenes. You'll find feature articles that dive into the food and environmental issues most relevant to the AOAC stakeholders. The magazine includes updates on standards, official methods, performance-tested methods, plus calls for papers, volunteer opportunities, and a calendar of upcoming events. One of the highlights is our member spotlight, which Jessica spoke about, and thank you, Jessica, for your article. They're real voices sharing the value of AOAC membership and the impact of their work. If you're looking to contribute, it's a great way to connect with AOAC, with the community, and to share your knowledge and insights. For more information on that, or if you wish to submit content or do one of those spotlights that Jessica talked about, please contact us at pubs@aoac.org. Next slide, Dawn. We also have the AOAC International Guidelines for laboratories performing microbiological and chemical analysis, food, dietary supplements, pharmaceuticals, and cannabis. This is an aid to interpretation of ISO IEC 17025-2017, and it provides detailed information for assessing a laboratory compliance to the ISO standard. This is the 7th edition of this guideline, and it offers practical guidance for the essential quality requirements in performing microbiological and chemical analysis of food, dietary supplements, pharmaceuticals, and cannabis. It was created by the Analytical Lab Accreditation Criteria Committee, AOAC, which is part of AOAC's Technical Division for Laboratory Management. AOAC is a diverse group of experts from testing labs, assessors, and accrediting bodies who collaborate on development and revisions of the most comprehensive and practical laboratory accreditations. Guidelines and fit-for-purpose requirements. Several accrediting bodies offer accreditations to this document's requirements. The guidelines are available in multiple formats, online, print, and bundled, and AOAC members receive significant discounts. If you want to take a quick sneak peek, go to aoac.org, go to News and Pubs tab, and there's a table of contents there that you can look at to see if it's a resource that you can use. That's my last slide, but I also forgot to do a slide. I apologize for the official methods of analysis. It is one of our publications. It has over 3,000 validated methods. The official methods of analysis, the most comprehensive and reliable collection of chemical and microbiological methods and consensus standards available. Many official methods have been adopted as harmonized international reference methods by the International Organizations for Standards, ISO, International Dairy Federation, IDF, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, and the Codex Alimentarius Commission. The OMA is also available in print, online, and bundled. And once again, members receive very, very deep discounts on this product. If you have questions about this, please feel free to reach out to us at pubs@aoac.org, and I'd be happy to help you. If you already have a copy of it and online and you're having difficulties accessing or searching, please feel free to reach out at the same email address, and I'll be happy to help you get connected with the OMA. Thank you. Yep.
Jen, thank you very much. You covered a lot of ground there, but Jen is such a great resource for us. So she means it. Give her a call if you're having trouble locating something or any of this.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce our Deputy Executive Director and Chief Science Officer, Kate Mastovska, who is just working so hard around the world on behalf of AOAC, and she's off on another foreign trip next week, but Kate's going to give us a quick overview of the science programs that she oversees for us.
Thank you, Dave. Can you see my screen? Just checking.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to give some key highlights and updates on behalf of the entire science team, which I want to acknowledge because each member plays an important role in running AOAC science programs. But before I start, I also want to give you some team updates. I believe that many of you know that Pam Coleman retired from AOAC about a month ago. And with that change, Constance Barr, Greg Harris, and Veronica Case assume new roles with new and increased responsibilities. And I'm very excited about their energy and ideas that they bring to their new roles at AOAC. And I believe that you also, those of you who work with them also enjoy working with them in their new roles. The AOAC science programs cover 3 main activities, including standard development that is mostly done within our scientific initiatives, which I will highlight in a minute. Then method conformity assessment. Jen talked about AOMA, which is the actual outcome of the AOMA program, and also PTM program, which is the performance tested methods program. And last but not least, proficiency testing. And I would like to just give few highlights of the proficiency testing programs, because those are important, obviously, for external quality control. And if you are in need of a PT program, please visit our website to check the list of what we offer. All our programs are ISO 17043 accredited and offer a diverse portfolio of PT rounds. We also offer so-called quality assurance and educational samples, or QAES, which can be purchased at any time and can support you in method development, in validations, verifications, and quality control needs, and also for training. You can find the list of all PT programs and QAES samples on the AOAC PT website, which is provided here, or you can also use the QR code, which will get you to the same page. Most of my highlights will be on our scientific initiatives, which are either multi-year programs or individual projects. And we currently have 11 programs focused on different topics. So this is just the first page, which lists SPIFAN, and Gary talked about SPIFAN. It's a long-standing program which is focused on standards and methods for infant formula and adult nutritionals. The next program here is SPADA, also long-standing, I think even longer than actually SPIFAN, from 2009, if I'm not mistaken. SPADA is a program focused on agent detection assays, which is currently developing agnostic standards for metagenomics. We also have a gluten and food allergens, or GFA program, which has developed a set of validation guidelines for both food allergens and gluten, and is currently working on end-user guidance for topics such as method verification, method selection, and result interpretation. AIMS is a program developing microbiological standards and currently focusing on updating and expanding validation guidelines for microbiology methods. And we have multiple subgroups running on different types of methods. BITSI is an acronym for Botanical Ingredients and Dietary Supplements Integrity Program, currently focusing on guidance for botanical identity verification, and also developing method requirement standards for functional fungi or functional mushrooms. And CASP is the Cannabis Analytical Science Program, currently focusing on pesticide residue analysis, developing best practices for method development and validation, and we are also looking at next option for next year. For the additional programs which are listed here, those are more recent programs. And last year, we launched a program that addresses standard and method needs for novel foods from alternative protein sources. This is the first focus on total and free amino acid analysis. We also have a program addressing needs for PFAS in food contact materials, and we are also looking at potentially adding another type of matrix cosmetics or matrices cosmetics as a potential initiative under this program during the next year. Last year, we launched a program for dairy protein hydrolysates, and this year we launched two new programs. One focused on dietary fiber and other carbohydrates. This program is designed to systematically address method gaps and other issues in fiber and carbohydrate analysis. We're currently focusing on development of a guidance document for dietary fiber method selection. And it's very interesting. We just had yesterday an update meeting with our advisory panel. You can still join both the advisory panel, obviously, for any of these programs, and also the working group, which is very active now, also adding subgroups. And just this week, we had our first advisory panel meeting of our new vitamins program. So as Gary mentioned, there are many interesting scientific programs to choose from. So we welcome you in any of these, and I will just show you in a minute how you can get involved. In addition to programs, we also have individual projects that are in progress, developing standards and methods, or under consideration for development into new initiatives, such as the
Okay.
examples
Well,
listed here. And how can you get involved? Well, you can support an initiative. You can do it and then join an advisory panel. Advisory panels set priorities for our initiatives, and they drive directions of these programs and projects and provide direction to the working groups, which are then going into details to develop standards such as method requirements or guideline documents. So you can also join the technical working groups. If you are interested in any of these programs that I mentioned, please have a look at the list of active working groups on our website. There is a link here. You can, again, use the QR code, which can get you to the same page. And these slides, I believe, will be provided by May, so you can get all this information. If you want to join advisory panel, the best way might be to contact us at scienceprograms@aoac.org, and we'll reach out to you and provide additional information and details. And Jessica mentioned another great way how to get involved with AOAC and to network with others is to join a community. And here's a list of communities that actually met at the annual meeting this year. And there are additional communities and also Lincoln groups listed on our website. Again, you have a link provided here. And LinkedIn is a great way to follow updates on various things which are happening at AOAC, including updates from the science programs. And also another great way is to get updates through Spectrum, which comes as email newsletter to you every Friday. So if you don't have Spectrum, please sign up for it. And with that, thank you so much for your attention, and thank you everyone for your support and for your active involvement in different things, because I can see many familiar names and faces on the call today. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Kate. And next we have Erin Crowley, who's co-chair of our Committee on Sections. And Erin recently joined Neogen in the position as head of Global Thought Outreach. So Global Thought Leadership. Sorry about that, Erin. So Erin, take it away.
Thanks, Dave, and thanks to all of you for joining today. Make sure, can you see my screen?
Yes,
we
There
hear.
it is.
There we
Yes.
go.
just hit
Okay.
presentation. Yep, good.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, so on behalf of my co-chair, Dr. Eric Konings, and I, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about not only what the Committee on Sections has been doing, but the work that the active sections globally have been up to in the past few months. But we talk a lot about sections, and we're always talking about how you can get involved. And we focus a lot on these discussions about what you can do, right? But we also want to kind of change the perspective a bit and talk about, what you can get, right, as a volunteer. So the sections are a really great place, especially as an introduction to AOAC, to elevate your analytical competence. There's a lot of focus within the sections to enhance the expertise and the capabilities at regional food testing labs and standards development and competence. Fostering the network, we've heard a lot about that today, and the opportunities for that at the section level. That is no different, right? To work in your knowledge exchange and being in kind of regional initiatives with regulators, industry leadership, and academia, to have that balanced perspective. Hosting annual technical events. Sections deliver at least one event per year to provide technical presentations or training and expert discussions. And those are in a multitude of ways, whether it's an in-person meeting or a hybrid meeting or a virtual workshop. But trying to really align the regional needs with global standards. Dr. Konings and I have been really passionate about trying to connect the regional perspectives to the global strategic direction of AOAC International and help connect the dots between, the section discussions and turn those into real initiatives and progress at the international level. Building your professional contacts, expanding your leadership skills, and just really gaining practical management experience. This is a really critical way to introduce you or your colleagues to AOAC and kind of get a feel for what it's really about. I highlight here just a concrete example of actually one of our newer sections. It's only been around for 4 years, the AOAC Southeast Asia section, and it includes the countries here on the screen. But it is really, they took off immediately, kind of as Jessica did as a volunteer, this section did as volunteers. They took the charter very seriously and started developing some concrete ways in which volunteers can contribute. This was done by developing 5 working groups, and the strategy with each of them listed here. 1, to develop capacity building, improve competencies, the capacity analytical capabilities, tying those directly to conformity assessment and standards development within AOAC. Emerging Issues Working Group to identify and monitor emerging issues, galvanizing experts to talk about how to meet the constant and emerging needs that are identified in the region. Harmonization of Methods Working Group. I'm personally really passionate about harmonization of methods and have been part of this working group, as well as the Microbiology Working Group, trying to leverage expertise globally, looking at regional commodities, different food types and identifying the diversity of food types and how those impact establishment and verification of fit for purpose methods, most specifically. And then really setting that succession planning, training young scientists and early career scientists to establish programs across the Southeast Asia countries to develop, train, encourage, support, and recognize young scientists. And so another highlight for section activities, those of you who were at the annual meeting saw that the Europe section received the Section of the Year award for some of their really impactful initiatives on standards development at the regional level. And they've really set a precedent for this of how to make that connection between regional needs and AOAC International Strategic Plan. Specifically establishing best practice for bioassay testing of food and other complex mixtures. And then the harmonization of non-targeted testing, launching webinars on the non-target methods, and then organizing with other partner groups such as Eurochem to tackle working areas, identifying the highest priority needs, and then establishing some critical deliverables for those analytes. And so it's just some upcoming or recent meetings. Most recently, the first annual meeting of the Southwest Pacific section, which was just established this year. And then the Taiwan section meeting was earlier this month in Taiwan. And then upcoming, actually next week, will be the Southeast Asia section meeting, their 4th annual conference in Bangkok, Thailand. And their topic is going to be advancing food safety and quality, innovation, standards, and collaboration. And then a really successful approach, I will say, with having these meetings is to connect them with other ongoing meetings or tie it to a workshop. So there's actually going to be an Asia Pacific Metrology Program workshop immediately following to capitalize on those who are already in attendance. And so many of you who've been on these calls previously have heard us talk about the reorganization of the North American sections. Those have been reorganized into 4 distinct regional sections, the Pacific, the Midwest, the Southern, and then over here in green, you see the Atlantic section. And we are looking for volunteers to help build out the Atlantic section, which was a merging of multiple smaller groups, and with a lot of changes in people leaving organizations or retiring who are passionate champions of that group, we're looking for new leadership. It doesn't have to be just one person, and it doesn't have to be all on your shoulders. But if you're interested in learning more about how you could help to establish some of the initial planning for an activity or the needs in that region, please reach out to me or to AOAC and we can give you more information. So with that, I thank you for your attention. We have some photos here that we're constantly collecting. So if you've some great photos from the section meetings that you'd like to share, please send them our way. But we're really proud of what the sections are doing, and we continue to encourage your involvement, not only in planning, but also as a subject matter expert or a speaker. And with that, I thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you, Erin. And thanks to all of our speakers for keeping us on track here. So we do have a few minutes for some questions. And also, Dawn, if you're monitoring the chat, whether we have any there, feel free to start there.
Right. We do not have any questions in the chat right now, but if you have a question, just feel free to raise your hand, and we're happy to just have you ask the question, and we'll see if we can get you an answer. So give everybody a chance to think.
Hello everyone. My name is Rabiul Alam Rani. I'm a new member of AOAC. Actually, I'm a new master's student in food science at San Diego State University. So I'm happy to join. So I think here a lot of experienced persons. If you have any suggestion as a new member, how I can connect with AOAC and work as a volunteer, I'm eagerly waiting to work with AOAC team.
So I think maybe the best way for you to get connected, if you want to, I'm going to write your name down. The best way to get connected would be to actually first look at our volunteer page. I can show you quickly on the screen here. If you go to aoac.org, you can, I think I'm sharing, go to Get Involved. And under Get Involved, there is a volunteer tab. Under that tab, there's a number of different ways that you can volunteer. This will highlight all of our active working groups. And then you can click on that, and there's a form that you can fill out to get more involved and become the volunteer. And then also we do have a little farther down here, I think this is actually closed now, the expert review application, but as we get open calls for volunteers, this is where that will come. And then also any other leadership positions, join a community, regional sections, within our communities. This is a list of all the communities. All of these are via LinkedIn. So you don't have to, there's not like a formal join to actually join a committee. You just kind of raise your hand and say, hey, I'd like to join, get involved, start at the LinkedIn level. And then we also meet there locally at our annual meeting. If you want to send an email to members@aoac.org, May and I get those, and so I'm happy to connect you internally as well. Just so go ahead and do that, and then we'll maybe there are some specialties that you would like, maybe some different groups that you are more interested in, and I can help you direct which would make the most sense. But thank
Yeah.
you for the question.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for
Of
your detailed
course.
explanation.
Great, thanks for the question.
Mm-hmm.
Any others? Okay, well, we're not hearing them, so we can let you grab 5 more minutes in your day. But really, thanks again to everyone for participating, and again to our speakers for this concise update. And we look forward to seeing you along the way, as Gary said, in Indianapolis next year, but hopefully many other occasions before that. So thank you all very much.
Good to see everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.